Alright guys, welcome back for more gaming news. It's again every time here, and tonight we will discuss about new upcoming gaming title. Cuphead DLC inclusive of its release date with all latest news and rumors surrounding it. Cuphead exploded onto the gaming scene in a riot of projectiles, jazz, and beautiful animation. Now we're on the cusp of getting a huge update to the game in the form of DLC titled The Delicious Last Course. The expansion DLC to Cuphead promises to build on everything that makes the original game so great. New levels, new bosses, and even a new character await Cuphead players in this next update. Cuphead The Delicious Last Course is an upcoming DLC coming, when they are confident the DLC will delight the community the way it's meant to. Not much about it has been revealed, as of yet, other than the fact that the legendary Chalice will be returning as a new playable character going by Ms. Chalice, and that there will be new bosses, levels, and a new friendly character called Chef Solbaker. The DLC is preceded by Cuphead. In Cuphead The Delicious Last Course, Cuphead and Mugman are joined by Ms. Chalice for a DLC add-on adventure on a brand new island. With new weapons, new charms, and Ms. Chalice's brand new abilities, take on a new cast of multifaceted, screen-filling bosses to assist Chef Solbaker in Cuphead's final challenging quest. Cuphead, The Delicious Last Course was supposed to be initially released in 2019, but was delayed to 2020, and in the wake of the pandemic, and the developers strive to make the DLC perfect, and not rush any aspect to it. On November 25, 2020, the Cuphead DLC was further pushed back. It's been 3 years since the initial expected release date of Cuphead DLC in 2019, and many fans of the game are wondering what has happened, and when will it be releasing, since they haven't received many updates from the developer's side. On November 25, 2020, a statement released by Studio MHRD, the developers of Cuphead, stated that they wish the final DLC, Delicious Last Course, to once again be their best, and work, and they don't want to compromise in any way. However, due to ongoing pandemic, it is no surprise that this task became even harder and stressful. Fans of the game understood the tricky situation the developers were in, and wished them well, with the promise to remain patient and wait for DLC, knowing it's going to be perfect. In the statement itself there was no new release date provided, which is understandable, as at the time nobody knew how long will this situation last. Many players have however assumed that Cuphead DLC will be released sometime in 2021. However, an issue we are noticing is the lack of information being provided regarding the DLC. There have been no updates regarding the DLC through any of their official social media or website. There is currently a Netflix show in production, and is expected to be released sometime during the end of this year. We can assume after the Netflix show we will receive an update about the DLC, as they have no other big partnership lined up from what we can tell. For now, all we can do is wait, knowing that the DLC is being developed to its greatest potential. There's a whole load of new stuff being added to Cuphead as part of the DLC. Ms. Chalice joins Cuphead and Mugman as the third playable character. With a brand new moveset, new animations, a new look, and new abilities, Ms. Chalice will shake up how you play the game. Once you've unlocked her, you'll be able to play her through, not only the DLC, but the original game as well. A brand new island is being added as part of the DLC, filled with new levels, bosses, and much more. It's a whole new area to test your Cuphead skills against the most fiendish designs that Studio MHRD can think of. Don't fret, you don't have to go unprepared. New weapons and charms await you in the Delicious Last Course, meaning you can unlock new best times on old bosses and use your new skills to take down the brand new challenges awaiting you. Chef Solbaker needs your help in this brand new adventure, with the secret of the legendary Chalice's quest being your goal. Featuring Ms. Chalice as a brand new playable character with a modified moveset and new abilities. Once acquired, Ms. Chalice is fully playable through the DLC and the original Cuphead adventure. Traverse a brand new Inkwell Isle, and wall up the most wacky and monstrous bosses Cuphead has faced yet. Find new weapons and charms to aid you in overcoming brand new challenges, and setting new records on old bosses. Help Chef Solbaker on a brand new adventure to uncover the mystery of legendary Chalice's secret quest. Ms. Chalice adds the ability to double jump, helpful for sticky situations and tough tussles. This means that it's looking like the upcoming DLC for Cuphead will be full of brand new adventures and challenges, all ready to test your skills to their limits. Cuphead developer confirms Delicious Last Course DLC will no longer launch this year. Now expected to arrive in 2022. Studio MHRD has announced another delay for Cuphead's long-in-the-works Delicious Last Course DLC, this time into 2022, citing challenges amid the global pandemic. The Delicious Last Course, which sees Cuphead and Mugman joining forces with Ms. Chalice on a brand new island for more classic cartoon-inspired adventuring, was initially announced in June 2018, with a projected release of the following year. However, as July 2019 rolled around, Studio MHRD revealed that it made the decision to push the Delicious Last Course's launch into 2020, so the DLC would meet the meticulous level of care and quality we always strive for, and to ensure the developer could continue to make things in a way that's healthy and sustainable for our team. In true Studio MHRD fashion, the studio wrote in a statement posted to Twitter, "We aren't content for this final chapter to be anything less than our best work. Throughout development, we've challenged ourselves to put everything we learned from making Cuphead into the quality of the delicious last course's animation, design, and music. Meeting this standard has been extremely challenging for us amid the global pandemic that has affected so many of our fellow developers," the statement continued. "Rather than compromise on our vision in response to COVID, we've made the difficult decision to push back the release of the delicious last course until we are confident it will delight the Cuphead community the way we feel it should. We know many of you have been waiting to return to the Inkwell Isles," Studio MHRD concluded, "and our goal is to make the trip back there next year a truly magical one." Fans of the 2D side-scroller Cuphead recently got an update on when the newest playable character, Mrs. Chalice, would be added to the game. The character was first announced when Studio MHRD revealed the delicious Last Course DLC expansion way back at E3 2018. Since then, the studio has been fairly quiet about the delicious Last Course, but some details were teased out when Studio MHRD CEO Maya sat down with games journalist Jeff Keighley to discuss the game. Cuphead was a surprising hit when it was released in September 2017. The 2D side-scroller featured tough combat and a unique 1930s-style animation that won over the niche of gamers who had already been wowed by the release of side-scroller Hollow Knight earlier that year. Cuphead gave players the option to play as either Cuphead or Mugman, and the delicious last course promises to add a third playable character to the game, Mrs. Chalice. Mrs. Chalice will not only be available to play in the DLC content, but in the main campaign as well. In an interview with Jeff Keighley, CEO Maya admitted that the delicious last course has been a long time coming. Unfortunately, it's going to be a longer wait still before the DLC is available. In addition to citing the challenging circumstances presented by this year's COVID-19 crisis, Moldenhauer stated, "At the end of the day, we want it to be a fulfilling experience and live up to Cuphead, and it will come out when it's ready." Moldenhauer continued by reiterating that Mrs. Chalice is not just a skin for Cuphead, but her own character with different movesets and patterns, and that users can play the entire original game as the new character. While this lack of concrete details is frustrating for fans of Cuphead, it might be reassuring to consider that Studio MHRD has a track record of surprise announcements. The most recent example happened just last month, when the studio announced a PS4 port of Cuphead, and released it the same day. They also announced an exclusive update for Xbox that would add a digital artwork gallery, soundtrack, and commentary track to the game, though when that update is coming has not been confirmed. Prior to that, the Nintendo Switch port of Cuphead was announced just a month before the game's release. It's clear from these ports and updates, in addition to working on an animated Cuphead series for Netflix, that Studio MHRD is still very invested in Cuphead. The official game website still lists the delicious last course as coming 2020, so all hope is not lost that the developers could be ready to ship by the end of next year. Eager gamers should remember that the delicious last course will not only include a new playable character, but a new area, new bosses, and more. It sounds to be a sizable expansion, and Studio MHRD seems committed to making sure they get it right, even if it means fans will have to wait a little longer for the new adventures of Cuphead to arrive. The new poster for Netflix's upcoming The Cuphead show has been revealed with Cuphead and Mugman both gracing the front of the poster. It features the signature look of the original game, Cuphead, though the characters have a bit more shine to them with a slightly different style compared to the game. No release date or any information like that was announced alongside the poster reveal, but the coming soon affix to the poster should give Cuphead fans hope that the show won't be too far off now. The poster for the Cuphead show can be seen courtesy of the Cartoon Crave Twitter account. It's unclear where this poster came from beyond that, since the same poster wasn't shared by the official Twitter account for the animated show, nor does it appear to have been shared by any of Netflix's various Twitter accounts that promote these sorts of things. Regardless, it appears to be a legit poster for the show, and it'll come as a welcome sight for those who have been waiting for a while now to hear more about the Cuphead show. It's been some time now since we've heard any news about the new show, with the last big development being the confirmation of a casting decision. It was announced that actor Wayne Brady would be the voice of King Dice, an announcement that was made in June during Netflix's Geek Week. That was the same week that we got to see the clip that showed a scene from one of the episodes featuring Brady as King Dice himself. Beyond that, nothing else has been shared by the show's Twitter account since then. For that reason, it's understandable that many of the accounts responding to Cartoon Crave's poster reveal were pining for a release date, or really any kind of update, on the Cuphead show. Some official previews of the show have been shared from time to time by Netflix, but news on the Cuphead show has been relatively quiet ever since the show was first announced in 2019. DLC for the original Cuphead game is in a similar state. Called Cuphead: The Delicious Last Course and set to include things like a new character named Ms. Chalice and another adventure, the DLC was delayed last year to 2021. Like the Cuphead show itself, the DLC still does not yet have a confirmed release date. And there you have it. everything that we know about this upcoming title so far. Some additional info might be unveiled over the course of time, so make sure to check back as we'll be updating our channel as soon as more information get revealed from developers and all that. So guys, that's it. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then give this video a big thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe. Till then.